VPNs are supposed to keep attackers out, encrypted, hidden, locked down. But this one didn't, because one misconfiguration turned military-grade encryption into a password guessing game. In the worst part, it worked. No 0 days, no exploits, just an outdated VPN, a weak shared password, and the right tool. Here's how that single mistake led to full system access, step by step. So, we started like most penetration tests, scanning the target with nmap-a-sv and the IP. Only one port was open and that port was 22, which was running SSH, but as you can imagine, that port was not helpful yet. So we switched to scanning UDP ports. To do that, we ran nmap-su-t4 and the IP. And this command revealed something very different, a port that runs ISAKMP. Now, that might sound technical, but here's what matters. ISAKMP is like the front desk of a VPN. It handles the first handshake, where two computers agree on how they are going to talk securely. So it negotiates what kind of encryption to use, how to authenticate each other, and how to exchange keys. Now, here's the problem. If a VPN is badly configured, this handshake can leak too much information. And that's exactly what happened. So, to see what this VPN was exposing, I used the tool called ike-scan. This is a simple tool that sends handshake requests to VPNs and shows you how they respond. And here's the basic command: sudo ike-scan and then the IP. As you can see, the VPN answered and it gave up a lot, guys. It uses 3DES encryption, which is outdated, SHA-1 for hashing, also weak, mod P1024 for key exchange, which is not considered secure anymore, and most importantly PSK, which stands for pre-shared key. That means access is protected by a shared password, not by personal certificates or strong authentication. So it's like locking a door with a code that everyone knows, instead of giving each person their own key. So then I ran aggressive mode. With the same command, I added the A flag. And guys, look at this. The VPN exposed its own identity. Well, this is essentially a username, which is something that we can now try to authenticate with. So we've got a username and we know that the VPN uses a shared password. So the only thing missing is the password. So I used the ike-scan again, but this time with an option to save the handshake hash. This saved the file containing an encrypted version of the VPN password, which is our pre-shared key. Now comes the fun part. To crack it, I used a tool called psk-crack, and here's how it works in simple terms. It takes a list of possible passwords, encrypts each one, and compares them to the captured hash, so this one here. It's like trying different keys in a lock until one fits. So to crack this hash, I used a word list called roku.txt, and this was the command psk-crack-d, then the path to the file, to the roku.txt file, and the file that has our hash. And guys, a few seconds later, there it was, our VPN password, which was simple and, as you can see, guessable. We had the username and we had the password. Now it was time to test access. Here's where SSH becomes important. I tried to log in using SSH, IKE, which is the username, as you can see here, then the IP, and as password, I entered this one here. And just like that, I was in, guys. So, at this point, I only had control over one low-privileged user, but in this case, we could do better. So I decided to upload a tool called LeanPeace, which is designed to scan a system for misconfigurations, weak settings, and outdated software, all the usual suspects. Now, because I already had the file, I just had to upload it. To do that, I used scp, the name of the file that I wanted to upload, the username of the target, the IP of the machine, and the path where I wanted to save the file. So home and then Ike, which was this one here. I entered the target's password. Then I verified if the target had the file, which he had. Then I gave it execution permissions. And then I ran the file. And here's what stood out. Sudo version 1917. Now, that might not mean much at first, but this version is vulnerable and allows regular users to run commands as root, which is the most powerful user on the system. It's publicly documented and, more importantly, publicly exploited. And as you can see, there's even a Git repository where you can see the proof of concept of this vulnerability. So what I did was grab the exploit file, copy this, create a file on our target's machine, pasted the contents, saved it, gave execution permissions, and then I ran the file. Even though I saw this change, I ran the command "who am I?" to confirm, and just like that, guys, I had root access. As you saw, this wasn't some advanced hack. It worked because the system made small mistakes. The VPN showed too much, the password was weak, and the machine was running old software. One by one, those things added up, and that's all it took to go from outside to full control. Well, this is all, guys. I hope you liked this video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to this channel for more content like this. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Stay curious and stay safe. Bye bye!